Thank you, everybody, for joining us again on Chamber Chat this week. We're very pleased to welcome with us Jean Prominsky. She is the owner of Seattle Sparkle. Thank you, Jean, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jason. I'm
If you
excited to be
would,
here.
just share with us, what is Seattle Sparkle? What kind of services do you provide?
I provide in-home organizing, professional organizing, and coaching or virtual organizing.
Very cool. I'm assuming that can be a wide range of things that you've had to deal with. What does that look like?
Yeah, and that's why I love my job so much. So it usually someone calls me because they have too much stuff, too much clutter, and so I'll go to their house or help them virtually with reducing some of their items, sorting into different categories, purging, and then creating homes for things and keep coming up with a system to keep everything organized.
And you mentioned that you actually do love this. Is this part of your DNA? You know,
Yeah, actually, I have so much fun at my job that I forget that it's an actual job that I get paid to do because it's just so much fun. I love so many aspects of it, from hearing people's stories to looking for things. I'm really good at finding things, to just the general physical process of going in and sorting things. I'm pretty athletic and physical, and so I love the mental aspect and physical aspect of it.
there's probably a lot of people watching this that are jealous and would love to say, I love my job.
Yeah.
I forget that it's work sometimes.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, what would you say sets you apart from other professional organizers?
Well, I there's a few different things about me. One, I'm a certified professional organizer, so that means it's through the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals. So I have accumulated enough paid hours. You have to have like 1,500 or 1,800 paid hours of work, of organizing work. Plus, you have to study for a test. The test, it sounds like, would probably be pretty common sense. A lot of times when I talk to people about organizing, they're just like, oh, I could just do this myself. But the test, I thought it was going to be really intuitive since I'm already pretty good at organizing, but I did have to really study for it. It was quite complicated. We had to read a lot of books about organizing. I also have a master's degree in glass, so I'm an artist, and so I love to help other artists get organized. And I think one of the things about what my purpose is with organizing is not to make a pretty house, like not to make it be a picture perfect magazine style beautiful place, but although we do end up doing that a lot of times, but it's mostly about efficiency and functionality and creativity. So I like to, if artists especially will have like a lot of different projects going on at once, and so it's like how to manage all of those things and manage all the supplies, and where does the artwork go when you're done with it. So but I help other people too that aren't just artists, but that's just one of the ways that I think about it. I also, because I'm an artist, I'm used to being around messes. Artists can be really messy. I love to make big messes. And so messes don't scare me. They kind of invigorate me.
That's amazing. The list of your resume. That's very impressive.
Thanks.
And one thing that I was surprised about, as far as one of the things that you offer, is a coloring book. Tell us about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this is the coloring book. I've got it right here, Color to Declutter. And I love drawing snowflakes. So here's one of the images. So one of the reasons why I call it Color to Declutter is because when you're coloring, the act of coloring, I have there's actually some words in here. It's not just all coloring, but some explanations for why coloring can help you get organized and stay organized. But one of the reasons is because it relaxes your brain. And so this prefrontal cortex part of your brain is able to get stronger. The amygdala, the fight or flight, the one where you're always like on guard and just really stressed scrolling through your phone and watching the news, that lets go a little bit. And so the more that you can relax and access these parts of your brain, the more stronger you will be with organizing and creative thinking and the other mental aspects that will help you get organized.
Wow, I had no idea. That's So I don't want to steal from your craft, but would you be willing to offer a couple of tips about organization?
Sure. Yeah. The one of the things that everyone kind of gets surprised about, I got asked to contribute to the Seattle Times, and they're like, "Can you give me some tips on organizing?" And I gave them these tips, and they're like, "No, we want organizing tips." But so one of the big thing that I love to say is it starts with your breakfast. So I am not a vegetarian. I love animals, but I need to have protein in the morning, bone broth especially. And so adding some bone broth in throughout the day, it's healthy fat, healthy protein, and also helps your minerals. The mineral thing, that's a different subject. I'm not going to talk about that right now. And drink more water. So that helps with the flow. It's like what going on in your body is modeled in your house. So the flow of things, if there's a lot of clutter and stagnation, that'll be reflected in your body. The more water you drink, the easier things will flow in your life. Number 2 tip is to either start at your front door or your bedroom if you're going to be organizing. So the front door, we in Feng Shui call it the Ming Tang. That is the area where things are coming in and out of your life. So if you have a very cluttered front door entrance, it's going to make it harder to get organized. Same with the bedroom. If your bedroom is really cluttered, it's going to be hard to sleep. And then it's going to be hard to process your thoughts and emotions as you're sleeping. And so all the processing that you have to do with paperwork and other clutter in your house is going to be affected too.
Oh, all of a sudden, I don't feel as bizarre as I thought I was because out of sort, I'm
Yeah.
just not normal. I can't function. So it's good to
You
know
can
there's some reason behind that.
Yeah. The number 3, I have 4 tips. So the number 3 is if you're having trouble getting started, use a timer and just time yourself for 20 minutes. Just say, okay, I'm just going to do 20 minutes of this. You don't have to, a lot of organizing projects will take way longer than 20 minutes, but it can really prevent you, knowing that can prevent you from actually getting started thinking, oh, I have to organize all the books at once.
Right.
No, just do 20 minutes. Stop, take a break, do something else, and do 20 minutes again. The frequency, when you're creating habits of getting organized, the frequency, having short bursts more frequently is more important than doing these long hauls and then stopping for a long time.
That makes sense.
And my 4th tip is I have a free 5-week journal, which also has some coloring pages in it and weaves in things about art and health and organizing together. And so I can give you the link to that and we can put it in the comments if you want.
Very cool. That I've learned a lot in a short amount of time. It's impressive the things that you've studied. And if you would share with everybody, how do they find you online or?
Yeah, I've got my website is seattlesparkle.com. I've got a Facebook page, Facebook group, Instagram, and you can email me at jean@seattlesparkle.com.
Awesome. Jean, thank you so much for joining us today and for giving those tips. You know, that's a good place for us to start, especially in this new year. There's probably a lot of people that have that as a goal, is to get a little more organized. So I appreciate you sharing.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, putting this on.
Take care.